We are thousands of years of history. We are 60 million stories. We are a community. One nation. Italy. We know how to amaze because we can still be amazed. By a sunny day after a heavy storm. By acts that warm the heart. Or bonds that unite. By challenges we know how to win. Cultivating our roots, we can imagine our future with big ideas and small details. With wise acts and solid values, smiles and wisdom. It is our soul, our geography, our land, and our sea. Our flavors, our culture. It's our brilliance. It's the way we are. And when we're together, we can do even more. We know how to welcome and impress. Fall in love and make others fall in love. Entertain and teach. Listen and channel energy. Win and move hearts. We're ready to play, but know how to take it seriously. This is the awe. We are the awe. Proud to be Italian.
Hello, Alice.
Or evening or or afternoon, but good morning everyone, and welcome back. After our last episodes, we are really happy, and it's always good to see this video again about the beautiful we have in Italy, and we are happy to share this beautiful with other realtors. So we're ready to start with this new episode.
That's right, Alice. We are joined by Colvin and Annette, two respected voices with a very, very shining and big smile. We met last November in Houston, USA. They are very strong international realtors, and it's a really pleasure to meet them again today. Waiting to meet them again, maybe this year in November in New Orleans. Okay, so
Hello. Okay.
I think we should start introducing Annette Matthews.
Yeah. I would like to say that maybe they remember this video because they were the first to came to us at NAR NXT while we were presenting our Italy Referrals. So yeah, we are really ready to start. And if you guys want to introduce yourself a little bit, then we can start with the first question.
Okay. Hi, my name is Annette Matthews, and my husband, Calvin Matthews. We are the Matthews Group with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, PenFed Realty. I have been in the real estate industry for almost 20 years, mainly working with buyers and sellers, very few commercial. But Calvin is retired military, but I'll leave that to him for him to explain. But yeah, I started out in real estate once my children were a little older and wanted something to give me flexibility, being at home and then having a career. And this kind of worked out. And he often told me that I like to talk a lot. So that was a reason that I got involved with real estate. I absolutely love it. I really do. So I'll let him introduce himself.
Okay. Good evening. I am Calvin Matthews. I'm the other half. And I recently got my license in Maryland, real estate license, about 2 years ago now. I've had a license. I've been licensed in the state of Virginia for about 20 years, but it was in inactive status at the time I got the license. I was still in the United States Navy, so I really didn't have time to get involved in real estate. But I always had an interest in real estate. But recently we teamed up. She told me I was going to be a member of her team. I said okay, so we teamed up. And once I discovered that there was an international arm, if you will, to real estate, it was over. Because I retired. I'm a retired naval officer. I've spent a lot of time overseas. I've had the opportunity to see what's out there. Not everything, but I've seen a lot. And I know there are options outside of, say, the United States. For beautiful locations, beautiful people, different cultures. I've always had an interest in that. And like I said, once I found out that there was a certified international property specialist thing sponsored by NAR, it was hands down. I said, well, I'm going to get this license in Maryland, and I'm going to start building that network, build upon the network that I have. That a lot of them are internationally linked. We've had the opportunity to live overseas in a couple different locations. Iceland. I've spent quite a bit of time in the Bahamas. We spent 3 years in Bermuda. I spent some time in Japan, Okinawa, and all through the Mediterranean. I've spent time in Italy. First place I visited in Italy was Trieste. Then Napoli, Rome, and Sicily.
Nice.
You know, so yeah, so we're here trying to build our network, building the network, and being where we're located, we're just south of Washington, D.C. And Washington, D.C., this area is like a miniature version of the world because people from all over the world are in and around this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with
Have
that.
ties all over the globe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Great,
it. Uh-huh.
great. So it's amazing. It's amazing. And maybe next time you come to Italy, you come to visit us in Milan.
Yes.
Several Americans are moving to Italy.
Yes.
I at least always check Facebook groups where American people they ask about the way to buy property in the safe mode in Italy.
Yes.
And
Right.
several people are choosing also Milan, even if Tuscany and Puglia, of course, are much more requested to buyers.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with our questions. It will
Okay.
be a conversation that will
Okay.
start from the very first day as realtors, as a real estate agent or realtors. It depends, of course. Okay.
Yes.
This question is a very important question. We love to ask to overseas agents, and we have been asking for years to Italian realtors because in the COVID time we started with these interviews to real estate agents, especially realtors. Sorry, only realtors. In Italy, we are around 200. Okay, so we interviewed around 30 Italian realtors, and we always ask this question. Okay, so if you want to start, Annette, and then you, Calvin. Okay,
Okay.
if you want to tell us about your really first day as real estate agents, as realtors. So, what was it like? Your feelings? What do you remember about that?
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, like I said, I've been in the business almost 20 years. We were living in the Virginia area. At the time, I started working with a friend that lived in the neighborhood and working with Long and Foster. And she kind of took me under her wing, showed me what to do because, you go to school and you've learned all of this stuff from the textbooks. And then you're like, what now? So she really helped me get started. She took me on listing appointments. We did a couple of like joint listings together. We did a lot of stuff in the neighborhood. Her specialty was working with military members. So I learned a lot from her on getting started. So really back then, the main thing that people did cold calling.
Oh,
They don't do that anymore. I never liked that, but that was something that I remember sitting at the desk going into this room and everyone was sitting around on Monday morning and they were making phone calls. Thankfully, we don't have to do that. I like talking, but I guess that's just something you have to get over, like calling people on the phone. But I know what it is like when you get scammers calling you on the phone, just spam, potential people just calling all the time. So I didn't want to be that kind of agent. So, but I really enjoy what I do. You get the one occasional clients, that don't listen to the information that you provide them, or but for the most part, it has been very rewarding working with buyers, especially first-time home buyers, just walking them through the process. And so I think when you working with a new buyer, you set that expectation right up front of what the process will be, and just let them know that you're going to be there along the way and you'll still be there once it's over. So I think having that communication with your buyers or sellers is so very important. So I really pride myself on communication when it comes to working with buyers and sellers. That is one of the main things that I think is most important in working with clients. So what do you think?
great.
Okay. All right. My first day, I guess I won't start back when I got my license back in Virginia back in 2004. Yeah, it was in 2004. I was still full time with the Navy. I was on the referral side, but I will start with since I've gotten the license about 2 years ago here in Maryland. Well, and being that Annette is licensed, she's been here. We've been in this area now 12 years, 13 going on 13 years. So she's been working in this area, and she has a little network. And also, I've kind of piggyback on to her, but I've always kind of been behind the scenes. I've taken her, I accompany her on showings and things like that. And when I started being told to just stay in the car, I knew I was talking too much. And, I was talking too much. I wasn't an agent, so I just stayed in the car, accompanying her to these showings. Our house. What do you call it? Open houses. I would come to open
security
houses.
guard when they were doing open houses.
But once I got the license, and here again, I found out about the international property specialist. That was my focus. A lot of people fear it, not so much fear it, but they just work in their little area. But having had the opportunity to travel abroad and live abroad, I know that there's 95% of the world's populations is outside the borders of the United States.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
A huge area.
It is.
Yes, and so that's what I do. I think as far as the team wise, I do more. My I try to build networks, international networks, leverage. I have a supply chain logistics background, procurement background, so. I've worked logistics pipelines in the Mediterranean and the Arabian Gulf, and here in the United States, wherever I work full time, was all logistics and connecting needs and desires and wants to sources, and so I'm leveraging that on the international side. When we were in Houston at NAR, I was looking. We walked in. I was looking for the international. Where the international? I saw all the flags back there in the corner. I said,
Yeah.
"That's where I want to go, right
Yeah.
over there."
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was really
same.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was our
Yeah.
first time experiencing, that was our first time going to the NAR convention. So it was, yeah, it was really nice. We really enjoyed that party, especially
Yeah.
meeting the different people from different countries.
So friendly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
open communication, and well, just was outstanding.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely.
It
Yeah.
is. Before Elisa start asking the second question,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to underline the word communication, because both of you have been talking about communication,
Mm-hmm.
and we really think that communication is our main job. Okay, we are sellers. Okay, we are
Mm-hmm.
listing agent,
Mm-hmm.
buy agent.
Mm-hmm.
We have a specialization, designation, certification. We have what we have to, what is needed by the market.
Mm-hmm.
We have to improve. But I really think, especially listening to you, uh, Annette, you were talking about the cold callings.
Mm-hmm.
A few minutes before um, reaching the studio to start our meeting,
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling some FSPO. So in Italy we call them privati, so private owners. Okay,
Oh, okay. Yes.
so of course in our pipeline we have several kind of leads. So uh, sphere of influence,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook,
Yes.
um, and of course for sale by owners. But I really think that communication is everything with
It is.
customers, with sellers, with buyer, and I really think that the 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 need to improve ourselves, it doesn't depend by. I don't think it must depend by the age, but just
Mm-hmm.
the desire to learn at 1 year of experience or 40 years of experience. And this is the reason why I don't know how to translate, Alice. How can I translate that they shocked us in positive for their energy. We felt your
Mm-hmm.
energy, your desire to meet,
Yeah.
to know. Okay,
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
this is very interesting. This is very interesting. And in the NAR next, and then Alice were together at the third one, and every time we learn so much about people, how people
Yes.
communicate, and I think this is one of the most important thing for us as human being.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree. Yeah,
Yes.
communication is definitely up top, and you can feel the people energy when you meet them, and if you are welcoming, they're going to be more willing to speak with you and just have a conversation. I don't have a problem talking with anyone. I can walk in a room and we'll find something to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll find something to talk about. So yeah, yeah, definitely not a problem at all. So
Yeah.
most importantly,
And
so
being,
Yeah.
just the different places we've been, and I mean, in my work life, full-time work life here in the United States, and in the military, and being in the military, being stationed overseas, and having to work with different cultures, different, uh, it doesn't matter the language. You don't have to be able to speak the language,
right.
as long as you try and you're open and you're honest and you're genuine. I found people that roll out the red carpet, and
Hmm.
Yeah,
you can get that communication going back and forth, and
Yeah,
you find out that we all have we have a lot of things in common.
very much so. Yeah,
You know.
we are very, very, very proud of that and happy about that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Come from
Yeah.
different cultures, but have a lot of things in common.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let- Let's introduce the next question, because we already talked about culture, and you,
Hmm.
Calvin, told us also that, of course, you have been in Italy
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
the past. So we are always interested in how Italy is seen from overseas. So if you guys already have some maybe buyers that wanted to buy in Italy and how it was, or just how do you think Italy and the Italian factor, the Italian culture is seen by someone that maybe we still don't know, or from the
Right.
US or from other part of the world.
Right. Well, it's on my list to come. We definitely want to come. I mean, he did it via, being in the military, but I would love for, us to be able to take a trip, because I think whenever we're looking for the buyers to purchase, we want to say that we have come, we've been there. We're not just selling you something by what we saw on paper. We've actually been there. We've met the people. We've learned about it. And I think that is what you have to do in order to let people know, like, hey, you have to go see this. This is what you will get. So you have to go invest in it and go see the places before you can really make somebody else believe it. So I think that's a big thing. So it is on our list. Now, he has someone that he worked with in the railroad. They just purchased a property. What part of Italy?
Yeah, it was a co-worker of mine. His family is from Italy.
Yeah.
His father, I think it's his father. I'm not sure if his father or his grandfather that immigrated to the United States. But recently, past couple of years, they started, I guess his father reconnected with his family in Rodendella.
Yep.
Yeah. And back to the village there. It's like up on a hillside or mountain. And they bought a house. They just recently bought a house there, along with
Olive.
It's like a grove, a little small olive tree grove there, right? And this friend, coworker, he a little over a year ago, I guess probably more like 2 years, he asked. He knew I was involved in like import exporting in my past, and I provided him a little bit of guidance, and he took it and he ran with it. And they now import olive oil from the Rodendella region. Olive oil, pasta.
It's very good.
Very good. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
He actually asked yesterday if he says, "Are you all out of olive oil?" And I said, "Yeah, we are."
Yeah.
So we need some more.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he tells me, if ever I'm in Italy, if I'm in that area, I've got a house. They've got a room at the house for me. Yeah, they're having a little work done to it now, but yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And as far as the way people, I think Italy is positively viewed. It depends on where. Like I'll say, my first time I was there, I had to try cappuccino. That's all I could hear. Cappuccino. So when we get to Trieste, it was in January. It was cold. That's all I did was go to these. It seemed like every little bar would have. They had a cappuccino machine. I drank cappuccino. I couldn't sleep. I was wired. The weather was a little rough, so we couldn't get back out to the ship. So we had to stay ashore. And the local municipality, I don't know, it was the mayor. He had the army or someone. They put us up in this little warehouse like deal, and we had the wool blankets. We slept in that until the next morning. The waters were calm. We can go back out to the ship. Yeah.
So I think it's viewed in a positive light.
It is.
Yeah, it's viewed in a positive light. So
it's hard to describe if you haven't been.
Right.
I mean, the tour that I took, I went to Rome, spent a day in Rome, and to tell someone, I've been to the Colosseum. I stood right in front of the Colosseum. I've been to the ancient Roman, the catacombs, the ruins, the Vatican, the St. Peter's Square. I stood in St. Peter's. I got a picture of me in St. Peter's Square.
Yeah.
It's
you have to see it.
You have to see it. I can come back and tell people about it. I say you have to see it. You have to taste it. The food.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone take so much pride in the preparation or the presentation of the food.
Yeah.
That was, very positive. Very positive.
Yeah.
We are honored by your words and talking about taking photos in St. Peter's Square. It comes to my mind 4 years ago. We had the CRS Italian convention, so for certified residential specialists, and an Italo-American realtor. It's very famous in USA. I'm very sure you know him. Is Mike Selvaggio. Mike Selvaggio is a trainer, and he trained in the USA, in Korea, and so on. So he came as trainer from the USA, directly from the USA in Rome. So after our day, of course, full day, of course, in Rome, we had a dinner, a very typical dinner of Rome with wine, with pasta,
Limoncello.
limoncello, and everything. And then we worked a lot together, and we talk about the history of St. Peter's Square, a little bit about the popes and so on. And personally, I am very, very passionate about history and geopolitical topics. And Mike was so proud, so happy to be with Italian people, to look around and live the history, even for us in Milan or in Rome. When we walk in the street, we see history, we see everything. But look, we love the USA because, of course, Italians have been welcome in the USA, mostly. Maybe not in the beginning, like every foreign country in the world, okay? But the Italian community have fought to gain trust from Americans. So every time we come to the USA, we are so happy about how we are welcomed. And we are amazed about how much people love Italy, and how much Italian people sometimes they forget about how amazing is Italy. I think it's quite normal, okay? Maybe not all the Americans, Japanese, Chinese people, and so on. Okay, they love the country, but sometimes they remember, they forget that it's not possible to have all things perfect. It's not possible. Okay.
Right.
So
True.
we will be very glad to welcome you in Italy, wherever you wish to come back to.
Okay.
We definitely reach out to you guys
We will
when
let
we
you know.
when we get in that direction.
Yeah.
If you decide to retire in Italy one day, it will be a very great choice. A very great choice, because American people, they are loved in Italy. They are loved. We don't have to think about politics. We have to think about how we Alice, how do you translate contaminare?
I think it's like how we vibe together.
How we vibe together.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is it. Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
remember
it.
when I was in Italy, it was a lot of the stuff growing up that we read in the books, the history. It was like going back in time.
And
I realized, just do a comparison how young the United States is compared to even some of the tapestries that were on the walls in the Vatican were older than the United States as a country.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course. I have the same feelings right now that I'm living abroad, and I spent some time in Australia for 2 years, and right now I'm in New Zealand. So every time I see something that for them is maybe old, we can
Yeah,
say. I say,
yeah, it's a
oh,
baby.
that's impossible.
It's a baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Awesome.
Most
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
so we can jump. We can jump in our third question, Alex.
Okay.
And this is about some maybe some datas. If you want to share with us by your side, how do you see 2026 markets right now, both locally and both internationally? Because I know also I saw Annette. You of course are like us CIPS. I saw on your right. So yeah, if you wanna like share with us how do you see the future?
Sure.
Not the long one, but maybe the short future.
Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
here, in the US right now, the interest rates are kind of sitting around 6.125, maybe 6.2. So it's more of a seller's market right now. We are seeing more properties coming on the market. However, they are taking a little longer to sell. I think a lot of sellers are thinking back to 2020 when a property went on the market and it was sold within hours. And so now it's more of a normal market. And I think that's where, when we go on a listing appointments, you have to set the expectations for the seller because they're thinking they're in the old market. We're in a new market now. And it's, like I said, it's still seller's market. Buyers are beginning to get out there and look because they have more choices. What sellers are beginning to realize that they've priced their property up here and they need to be more down here. So we're seeing more sellers having to decrease their properties because you go in on a listing appointment and they want to list it not based off of the information you provided, all of the comps that you provided them. They just disregard that and they look at other websites and they say, oh, well, my home is worth this, but in all actuality, it's not worth that amount. And if you were to just base it off what we're showing you, you'd be okay. So we do have to bring our sellers back in for a reality check because we're not in that old market. And despite the interest rates, they are buying. We were in, like I said, just before we got on your call, I'll let Calvin go over the numbers that they just gave us an update on what the international buyers are coming in, where they're coming in from. So I'll let him answer those questions.
Yeah, this is on numbers they just consolidated for 2025 as a result. NAR Global. And here in the U.S., again, the top destinations, Florida, California, Texas, New York, Arizona, and Maryland was ranked number 12. Which is, pretty good. I mean, we've got, we say Maryland, we're pretty much talking about, for us, we're talking about the DMV, they call it, the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Northern Virginia area, that circle Washington, D.C. And a lot like here again, it's a global, it's a miniature world in this facility because all the embassies, a lot of international businesses, a lot of tech,
a lot of data centers,
a lot of data centers. Data centers are opening up all over the place, especially out in Northern Virginia. We were out there this past weekend, and I was amazed at the number of data centers that are around this area supporting it. So that itself lends itself to a lot of your tech workers, international. They come in there, international employees. Yes.
And so definitely, I would say, in the Northern Virginia area.
Yes.
We see a lot of international buyers. We, as haven't not yet, I'll say not yet, have one for, working with an international buyer that's looking to purchase or to purchase abroad. But whenever we do our marketing, we are providing that information on telling them, you can have, these are the steps that you need to take if you're looking to buy abroad, just building that community, providing that information that a person who's thinking about it, we're providing that information to them so that they were like, oh, well, I didn't know it was this easy, or this is the steps that I need to take in order to prepare for a move abroad. But it will be interesting to see what the new numbers are when NAR does they're completing a survey, because I answered some questions just to see if it changes from what the prior year. So it's gonna be interesting to see, with everything that is, going on in the world, how has that changed? Whether we see a mad exodus from the U.S. or are we still seeing still the cycle more coming in and, about the same. So it will be interesting.
Yeah, based on this, the numbers are up a little bit from last year.
Okay.
So the top countries of origin: China, Canada, was that Mexico, India, and the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Into the U.S. market. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we may not see it like right here in Southern Maryland area, and like we said, we're DC, Northern Virginia, and Maryland combined. Then that's where you're saying, like you said, we found out that Maryland is ranked number 12.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. On that.
And I can see that. I mean, from where we live, and we're 15 miles from Washington, D.C. Within an hour's drive, I mean, you're out in Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia is right across the bridge, not far away. But as soon as you hit those locations, you just see the world. Right. There are people from all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the world. It's like right at our front door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's kind of where things are standing at this moment.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see like people just like, oh, I'm not going to buy, because people, I think they mentioned something about students coming in, and the percentage of countries that are purchasing home just for investment, whether it be for, vacation home, or if they have a student that's going to school. So you do see it's easier probably to purchase a home if you have a student going to school. Rather than paying rent, you buy a home. And so we do see that. Yeah. That's kind of
great. Great. So a huge thank to Kevin and Annette for sharing not only their expertise, but also their perspective on working on real estate market, not only American but also international one, which such a strong alignment and vision. We really appreciate this conversation. It was very, very, very interesting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us on.
No worries. I have just another few fast questions, but it's funny because we usually don't do that. But I want to ask you guys, how do you deal in working as a couple? If you have some funny problems.
Well, I would say whatever social media, I do most of the social media.
Okay.
I try to, we have a company that, promotes our website and, puts out information on the area as far as stats, buyers and stuff like that. But I also like to make videos myself. This year, I am the current president for our local association. So that has been good. He says he's the first gentleman,
I'm the first
since
gentleman.
I'm the president.
Okay.
But we've been married for almost 40. We've been married over 40 years.
Yeah.
Well,
And
nice.
so this is not anything new. I mean, it just kind of works,
Yeah.
He's good at crunching numbers, bringing on the number side. I can do all the administrative stuff like that. He wants to get to the point, get the nuts and the bolts and put it together. Me, I can do the administrative side really quick. He's learning that now. He's learning how to do some administrative work. So, but yeah, it just works,
It's almost like we know our lanes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What she's good at, I said, go do it. I'm still teachable after all these years. I'm a forever learner, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm teachable. There's something to learn constantly. And with the advent of the internet years ago, and then particularly now AI, what a powerful tool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I sit up at night. Sometimes I go into my office and I turn on my little red light and I just get to work in there, pulling information from AI, telling it to put this together and do this and that. It's amazing the amount of time it saves you compared to prior to it. How many weeks, months of research you would have to do to gather this information.
Yeah. So
And
it just works. It works. We don't. There's no magic to it. We just make it work. I think we make a great team. Like I said, we've been at this for over 40 years. So I guess I don't know.
Something's working, right?
I don't know if we can bottle it or anything like that. But that's how it is.
That's good.
So,
That's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
All right. I think we are done for today.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you guys a lot for sharing with us.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
I
Now
think
we'll keep an eye on your posts.
We'll be in
Of
contact.
course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch, and we'll touch base with you from time to time. And when we're ready to make the trip, we will definitely be reaching out.
Of course.
Yes,
Of course. And I love to see you in New Orleans. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
planning.
Alice, I'm not the only one that says St. Louis, not New Orleans.
Sometimes.
Because she always take joke about me because for the next in the year next, I always say we will fly to St. Louis, but we fly to New Orleans. So maybe it will be harder to meet us, Alice. You from New Zealand, me from Italy. If we
I think so.
get the phone plane.
Okay, well, thank you all for the invite, and we'll be in touch. We'll be in contact.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.